The moon has always intrigued humanity, standing as a silent sentinel in the night sky, watching over us for eons. But as much as we have looked at it, studied it, and even landed on it, the moon still holds many mysteries that continue to puzzle scientists. One of the most striking features of the moon is its surface, which is covered with thousands of craters of all sizes. The moon's lack of atmosphere, no wind, and no flowing water means these craters have been preserved for billions of years. Unlike Earth, where erosion gradually erases such marks, the moon has no forces to smooth over the damage caused by meteors and cosmic debris. What's truly fascinating about these craters is that they all seem to share one peculiar characteristic. No matter their size, they all appear to have the same depth. Now, this isn't something you'd expect from a natural body. There should be variation in the depth, right? But across the moon's surface, the depth of each crater remains oddly uniform. This has puzzled scientists for years. Some craters, particularly the larger ones, are vastly wider than others, yet the depth remains consistent. What's going on here? Some have even speculated that there might be something beneath the surface of the moon, some resilient material that prevents the craters from going any deeper. Could it be some incredibly tough rock? Or something even stranger? The thought of something unusual beneath the moon's surface doesn't end there. In fact, after the Apollo missions, more unusual findings emerged. During Apollo 12, when the spacecraft crashed a portion of the launch vehicle back onto the moon's surface, something unexpected happened. The moon rang like a bell for more than an hour. This wasn't a typical seismic activity as we know it here on Earth. In fact, it was so strange that it led to some significant speculations. Could the moon actually be hollow? It's a theory that sounds outlandish, yet it has intrigued many over the years. As Apollo 13 ventured closer to the moon, another impact, a much heavier portion of the spacecraft, created seismic waves that reverberated for over 3 hours. Scientists were taken aback by this, especially since the moon is primarily composed of basalt, a lightweight material that absorbs impacts well. If the entire moon were made of basalt, it shouldn't have resonated the way it did, but it did. And that raised the question, could the moon be hollow with a mysterious structure beneath that makes it ring like a bell? Mainstream science dismisses this theory as it contradicts many established ideas about celestial bodies. But the puzzle remains unsolved. This brings us to the crux of the mystery. Where did the moon come from? For centuries, scientists were baffled. Most theories suggested that the moon was a chunk of Earth, either captured by Earth's gravity or formed from debris after a collision with another planet-sized body. However, this theory raises some strange questions. For instance, the size of the moon is just perfect to create solar eclipses. It appears to be exactly the right size to cover the sun when viewed from Earth. But what are the odds of this happening naturally? The chances are incredibly slim. Could it be that the moon is exactly the size it needs to be for us to witness this extraordinary phenomenon? What's even more bizarre is the role the moon plays in stabilizing Earth's environment. Without the moon, our planet's axis would tilt unpredictably, and we might not even have the seasons we enjoy today. The moon's presence is vital for life on Earth. Without it, everything from our weather patterns to the very way we experience time would be completely different. Yet, despite all this, after the Apollo missions in the 1960s and 70s, humanity hasn't returned to the moon. Why is that? With all the advancements in space technology, why haven't we gone back to the moon in recent decades? Theories range from the practical to the extraordinary. Some believe that there are hidden reasons for why we've stopped exploring the moon, including the possibility of extraterrestrial structures on the surface that we weren't meant to find. What makes this even more intriguing is that in the 1960s, the U.S. government commissioned a report from the Brookings Institution about the potential discovery of extraterrestrial life on the moon. The report suggested that if such evidence were found, it might be best kept secret to avoid disturbing the public. Did they know something that we weren't meant to understand? Could the Apollo astronauts have stumbled upon these hidden structures, only to be instructed to keep quiet about them? Some believe that the moon might not just be an object of natural formation, but a relic of an advanced civilization. In fact, some ancient astronaut theorists argue that the moon itself could be a kind of spacecraft left behind by extraterrestrials, a reminder of some ancient, highly advanced technology. Evidence of unusual objects on the moon's surface, seen in photographs from the Apollo missions, could point to a time long before humanity ever stepped foot on the moon. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence comes from the Apollo 17 mission, when astronauts discovered a strange orange-colored soil in a lunar crater. The soil was rich in oxygen, which is surprising in such a barren environment. What's even more fascinating is what appeared to be metallic objects among the rocks, including one that seemed to resemble the head of a humanoid figure. Could this be the remnants of ancient technology? Some researchers, after enhancing photographs of the crater, suggested that these objects may have once been part of a larger, sophisticated machine or structure. This leads us to the most perplexing question of all. If the moon has been a site of extraterrestrial activity, why did NASA stop exploring it? Could there be dangers on the moon that we're not supposed to uncover? There is something undeniably strange about the moon, and the more we learn, the more questions arise. As we look up at the moon tonight, we might ask ourselves, what secrets does it hold? And who or what might have placed those secrets there? As we continue to look at the moon, it's impossible not to feel a sense of awe and wonder. Every crater, every shadow cast on its surface seems to carry a story, one that we have yet to fully understand. The Apollo missions may have landed humans on the moon, but many questions were left unanswered. Why did the mission stop after Apollo 17? With all the technology and resources we have today, what's preventing us from returning? Could there be a reason we've not been back to the moon in over 50 years? Some researchers speculate that there may be something on the lunar surface that has yet to be revealed to the public, something so extraordinary that it would challenge our entire understanding of history. Could it be that we've discovered things on the moon that are too important to share? Are we being kept in the dark about alien technology, or perhaps even the remnants of a long-lost civilization? Consider the eerie, unexplained signals and communications during the Apollo missions. At one point, just after landing, there was a strange 2-minute radio silence from the astronauts. Some believe this was more than just a technical glitch. Was this the moment they encountered something they weren't prepared for? What did the astronauts see during those precious moments of silence? The most disturbing part of this mystery is how the astronauts' mood seemed to change after their time on the moon. They returned from the mission with a somber look, a far cry from the triumphant celebration one might expect from such an achievement. Were they disturbed by something they encountered, something they couldn't talk about? What if the reason we haven't gone back is that there's something on the moon that is beyond our comprehension? Some believe that certain structures on the lunar surface, possibly artificial in nature, have been kept hidden from the public. In 1966, just 3 years before Apollo 11's famous landing, NASA's Orbiter 2 photographed what appeared to be sharp, spire-like structures on the moon's surface. These objects were located near the Sea of Tranquility, not far from where Apollo 11 would later land. Could these be ancient structures, possibly built by an advanced civilization, or are they just an anomaly of the moon's terrain? The fact that these structures appear so precisely formed, almost too perfect to be naturally occurring, adds fuel to the fire of conspiracy theorists who believe that we might not have been the first to visit the moon. Even more intriguing is the idea that the moon itself may not be a natural body at all. Some ancient astronaut theorists suggest that the moon could be a piece of alien technology, deliberately placed in orbit around Earth. Its perfect size and distance from our planet create the perfect conditions for solar eclipses. Is it possible that this isn't a coincidence? Could our moon be a tool left behind by beings far more advanced than we are? It's a provocative thought, one that challenges everything we know about the universe. While we may never know the full truth about the moon's origins or the mysteries it holds, there's no denying that it continues to captivate our imaginations. For those of us who grew up watching the moon landings on television, the dream of space exploration is something that has never faded. But as we look back at the legacy of the Apollo missions, we're reminded that some things are left unsaid. Some mysteries remain unsolved. The moon still watches over us, a silent sentinel with secrets locked within its craters. Perhaps one day, humanity will return to the moon and uncover what has been hidden for so long. Until then, the questions will remain, and our fascination with the moon will continue. For now, we can only look up and wonder, what's really up there? And what, if anything, are we still missing? As we consider these tantalizing theories, it becomes hard to ignore the undeniable patterns that continue to emerge from various space missions and photographs of the moon's surface. The mysteries seem too deliberate to dismiss as mere coincidence. If the moon was simply a natural satellite formed by a catastrophic event, why is its role in the Earth-Moon system so perfectly balanced? The precise distance between the Earth and the Moon is unlike anything seen elsewhere in the solar system. It allows for the perfect conditions for total solar eclipses, where the Moon covers the Sun just enough to reveal the Sun's corona. This rare cosmic phenomenon has left many scientists scratching their heads. How could such a unique and specific set of conditions occur naturally? It almost seems as if the moon was placed in orbit with intention, carefully designed to create these perfect alignments. If this was indeed a deliberate act, the next question is, who could have placed it there? Some have speculated that the moon could be an ancient artifact, a construct left behind by an advanced civilization, possibly extraterrestrial in origin. The idea that we are not alone in the universe, that other intelligent life forms may have been here long before us, is a thought that resonates deeply with many. If the moon is indeed a remnant of such a civilization, then the implications are enormous. Are we living in the aftermath of something far greater than ourselves? Could there have been a time when the moon was a thriving hub of extraterrestrial activity, only to be abandoned or left behind as the creators moved on? Theories about extraterrestrial involvement don't stop there. In addition to the strange objects and structures seen on the moon's surface, there are the mysterious anomalies that were detected by astronauts during their missions. Perhaps the most significant of these is the so-called 122 computer alarm during Apollo 11's descent to the lunar surface. This was no ordinary alarm. The astronauts were puzzled, and the mission control team was immediately aware that something was amiss. The alarm didn't seem to correlate with any of the scheduled activities or with the standard operations on the spacecraft. What was the source of this alarm, and why was it so urgent? Some believe this could have been a warning, perhaps from a hidden presence on the moon, something that the astronauts were not fully prepared to deal with. Was there something on the moon that they weren't supposed to encounter? Something that was being kept a secret by those in control of the space program? Adding to this intrigue are the subtle but significant changes in the astronauts' behavior. After returning from the moon, several of them appeared unusually subdued, almost as if they had seen or experienced something unsettling during their time on the lunar surface. This change in demeanor was not widely publicized at the time, but it has been noticed by those who carefully analyze the missions. Could these men, who were trained to handle extreme situations, have encountered something so shocking that they were reluctant to share it with the public? The weight of their silence, the avoidance of certain questions, only deepens the mystery surrounding the Apollo missions. As we look back at the lunar exploration of the past, it becomes clear that there are more questions than answers. The moon, so close yet so elusive, seems to hold an answer to something much greater than we can comprehend. Could it be that the moon was never intended for us to understand? Perhaps it is a warning, or perhaps a gift, placed in our sky for reasons that we have yet to discover. With every new piece of evidence, the mystery grows, and so does our desire to know more. For now, we can only wonder. The moon remains a symbol of both wonder and suspicion, a reminder that there are still parts of our universe that remain hidden, waiting to be discovered. The questions will persist, and as long as they do, the allure of the moon will continue to draw us in like a beacon calling us to explore the unknown. Will we ever return to uncover its secrets, or will they remain locked away, buried beneath the dust of time? As we continue to gaze up at the moon, it remains an enigma, a silent witness to the passage of time, carrying with it secrets that may never be fully revealed. The idea that it holds knowledge, structures, or even traces of civilizations beyond our understanding adds to the sense of mystery and wonder that has captivated humanity for centuries. Every new discovery, whether it's a photograph from a space mission or an unusual signal, seems to hint at something more, something we're not yet ready to fully comprehend. In the end, the moon represents the perfect blend of curiosity and uncertainty. It's both a reflection of our past accomplishments, like the triumph of landing on its surface, and a reminder of how much we still have to uncover. Will we ever return to unlock its deepest secrets? Or will the moon continue to stand silently, guarding its mysteries until we're ready for the truth? For now, we can only look up, filled with wonder and perhaps a little suspicion, knowing that the moon's story is far from over. It remains a beacon in the night sky, an eternal reminder that there is always more to discover, and that sometimes the greatest mysteries are the ones waiting just beyond our reach.